Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 10 Luminous Emanations. As every week, we start with a short, I don't like to call it meditation because the Kabbalists call it something else. It's not meditation, it's called hashkata, to quiet our mind, right? So we like to quiet our mind from all of the energy that we went through today, yesterday, from last week. So let's take a few seconds, just sit, uncross your hand and legs. Just if you wish, you can close your eyes. Let's just take a few deep breaths to our belly. When you exhale, exhale slowly, slowly, all the air out. Just feel yourself coming down. Relax your thoughts. Nothing is bothering us right now. Connecting to that special moment in time. And we know every second we can connect with new seeds, connect with new blessings, new lights. And all of us, we would like to cleave ourselves with that moment to receive a message that related with our correction, something that will inspire me, will ignite the spark of light, that fire of the tree of life in me, that I can have a bigger desire every day to do the spiritual work and to cleave myself with the light of the Creator. While you meditating or quieting your mind, I will read the verse from the book of Tree of Life of the Ari to connect all of us with the energy of Tree of Life. לפני הצמצום היה אינסוף ממלא כל המציאות. דע, כי טרם שנאצלו הנאצלים ונבראו הנבראים, היה אור העליון פשוט ממלא כל המציאות, ולא היה שום מקום פנוי בבחינת אוויר ריקני וחלל. אלא היה הכל ממולא מן אור אין סוף פשוט ההוא, ולא היה לו לא בחינת ראש ולא בחינת סוף, אלא הכל היה אור א' פשוט, שווה בהשוואה א', והוא נקרא אור אין סוף. Let's take another deep breath to our belly. When you exhale, you can open your eyes. Welcome everyone, welcome. So, we continue to read from the introduction of the 10 Luminous Emanations from Rav Ashlag. Rav Ashlag explained, as we mentioned last week, about the hard work that each person in this world is doing to achieve a little bit joy. A little bit joy in this world. says, על כן לא מוכרח לתקן גופו, ודע לו בעמל שנותן באדם, כמו כל קנייני העולם הזה נגרעים על ידי הגיעה ועמל עליהם. מה שאין כן עסק התורה ומצוות, right? So for the 1%, we know we're working so hard to achieve things, right? You need to go to work, you make the money, you pay your bills, you buy something that you wish for yourself, right? But he says, for the business with the Torah and the precepts, it's not like that. It says, שכל עניינם הוא להכשיר את האדם. Everything that we're doing, when we study Kabbalah, when we using the tools, or going even like deeper and deeper with the tools, there are different levels that we can enter. It says when the student is ready, the teacher appears. We're not talking about just a physical teacher. I remember when Moshe, one of the stories in the Torah, in the Tree of Life, that Moshe, right, the burning bush, the light was talking to him, right? He didn't even know that he is worthy to go to take the Israelite from Egypt, right? he told the light, me? Why are you choosing me? There is a higher soul than me, Rabbi Akiva. Now just for us to understand, what does it mean? How high was the consciousness of Moshe, with Moses? Because Rabbi Akiva didn't born yet. He saw it in the upper world. That there's a higher soul supposed to be born, right, in the future. So he chooses me. Choose him. He's a higher soul than me. But the light says, no, you've been chosen. You need to go and bring, right? So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? The light will make sure that we will receive what we're supposed to receive according to our level. This is why many times, we judging each other. We're judging people around us. We never know that person that in front of us, which type of light he's supposed to reveal to this world. Which type of formula to solve a big problem in the world he will discover. We don't know. How do you know? Do you have dreams sometimes? When you go to sleep, you have dreams, right?
Yes.
Do you think that you can receive, like, even something you never study, you don't even understand what you're receiving. Do you believe you can receive a formula to solve a disease, a crazy disease? Let's say you wake up, you write it down, you don't understand what you received. Randomly, you meet in a person, and he knows someone, and he's a doctor, and he said, oh my God, what? For you, it's nothing, but for the world, it's like a big deal. Do we believe that we can solve things like that? Why not?
Absolutely.
We can receive it, but we are not. One of the things that the Rav said, something very, very powerful. Try to imagine right now, entire humanity thinking in a positive way. What will happen, you think, to the world?
Mashiach.
Huh?
Mashiach.
Yes, redemption, first of all. But we can remove negativity right away, right? Imagine even, before even that, imagine the media. They make a decision from tonight, just good news. Even they showing like war in the world. So they say, imagine they saying like in the news, guys, there is a war here and there. People like actually they are having desire to receive oneself alone. Let's all together now. Let's meditate. Open the Zohar and read. Let's do Ana Bekoach. Let's put positive energy to those countries right now. Can you imagine that type of consciousness? What will happen to the world? So what will happen? The Rav said. Rav didn't say about the media. I added the media, but because today there is so much media, it's like, right, everything is through the media. The Rav said that we don't believe that the negativity can disappear in a blink of an eye. We don't believe. We believe more in the negative side, because this is what we used to, right? Chaos and chaos and chaos. News. Yeah, we like, imagine you swim and you want to take your head above the water and to breathe and to continue swimming. Like we feel like, this is what the Rav said before. Remember we studied it. Pain and suffering. So it's all around us, almost 24/7. And we just trying to have glimpse of light to feel like, a little bit like a peaceful mind. But we don't believe, the Rav said, that negativity, all of this chaos we see in the world, and we believe in this chaos, can disappear less than a blink of an eye. In a second, it's time. There's no time. It can disappear. I don't know if you know this story. I don't remember the year, but it was, something 80-something maybe. Because in the Corona, somebody remind us what the Rav did and what the Rav said. It was also something like what was it? It was another virus that appeared suddenly, and people started to die. And they said, most of the world going to this. And the Rav in Shabbat, and Saturday, the Rav said, give a lecture in consciousness, and he said, from wherever that virus came, he will go back. Right? Next day, it disappeared. No more virus. Disappeared. So we don't believe it can disappear, but it disappeared. It's easy to believe in the negative side and not to believe in the light. Karen Berg, our teacher, if you remember a few years ago, next to Mexico, it was the huge spill of oil. One of the pipes exploded, and it was crazy, like black. You see the ocean, crazy, scary. And they said many fish going to die, and they have water and going to affect the universe, and blah, 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 blah. So what Karen did, she said, okay. She went to not even in the same place, right? She took the chair, put the chair next to the ocean. It was, I think, Facebook Live, I think it was. And whoever wants to join to do the meditation together with Karen. And Karen did meditation. You been there? You been in this? No? Karen did a meditation, we all did meditation with Karen. After a few days, I don't know when, but it disappeared. All the oil, black, huge black mark on the ocean, disappeared. Where it disappeared? Where? The fish? Smoothie? What they did? Drink it? What's happened? But this is the certainty of a Kabbalist. This is a belief that the light can do everything. And thank God, but Kabbalists need also help. So many people also meditate. We have so much power, we don't even understand how much power we have. Because we wait in always that someone else will do the work for me. But the Ravs once, I remember it was in Tel Aviv, the Rav and Karen, they didn't come a lot back at the days that I started Kabbalah to Israel. And we just learned from stories about the Rav and Karen. We felt the energy of the Rav and Karen. Then it was different, we didn't have all of this media that we have today, right? We just have different cameras, and after to give lectures, before Shabbat, a few minutes. It was like, you feel like tree of life, right? You're like waiting for the words of the Rav. But one of the times the Rav and Karen came to Israel, the Rav was standing and gave a lecture. And the Rav said, the Rav, remember the Rav stand and he pointed his finger on, it was, I don't know, hundreds of people in Tel Aviv center. And he said, people come to me and they say, Harav, Harav, Harav. Because they're asking, right? Miracles, this, we're asking all things. But he says, the Rav is teaching you and giving you all of the tools that the Rav is using. Use the tools. Use the tools. Use the tools. And the Rav said, I want all of you, okay, he pointed the finger at all the people, all of you to be like the Rav. You think we understand what the Rav is saying? Everybody copying the end of the lecture, okay, but after years we start to understand what the Rav is saying. Because why? It's easy. When there is someone that can do the work for me, it's easy. But all of us, our generation, when you say Messiah, we're already in those string of Messiah. But in our generation, we, the simple people, supposed to bring the redemption. The simple people. Because it was giant of Kabbalists of souls could remove pain and suffering, could remove the energy of the negativity. But they didn't. Why? Because we're going back to where? Kabbalah 1. Remember what was in Kabbalah 1? Bread of shame. Rabbi Shimon. He could remove him. What Rabbi Shimon? He was controlling the angel of death, right? But then Rabbi Shimon need to leave the world because the light says, listen. Angel of death says, listen. The opponent says, either me, either him. I can't stay in the world. He doesn't let me to do my work. Because he also is an angel. He can't do his work. So the light said, Rabbi Shimon, you need to leave the world because the people need to do their work. So the Rav said, in our generation, it's on us. We have to start to increase that belief system. I can. And all of what we see around us can disappear. This is why I said, when we're dreaming, right? When we go to sleep, if I believe, we're supposed to receive, our soul's supposed to receive messages that related to my correction, to my level of spirituality, to share with the world. Yes, one is to do my correction. Second, I can share with the world. You know, there are a lot of people in this world that are receiving great, great messages. They put it into melodies, into music, right? When a person listens to them, he connect to higher level of energy. How how you know that? Because people relax seeing, right? They feel that energy when they listen to those melodies. But those melodies came from where? From the endless. From the endless. They just receive it as a program and just put it on the paper and then put it into the vessels, the 1%. So everything starts with the thought. So it means, we said last week, Havashek said, you know, what is the Torah and the mitzvot? What is the tree of life and the precepts? My work is to purify my vessel. So if let's say it's not good to be worried. It's not good to be worried, right? But let's say if I need to be, let's say, I need to be worried about what? To purify my vessel. Maybe I'm not purifying my vessel enough. Because if I want more, I need to purify my vessel. And then the light can reveal. It's a very if we think about it, it's a very simple equation. Very simple. What the light told us in the endless when we came here. Just prepare the vessel, I will give you. But also by preparing the vessel, we have ego about it. It's like, it's me. I'm preparing my vessel. It's me, right? So the light cannot reveal. Because if it's me, so it cannot reveal. So if I'm removing me and me and me and me more and more and more, so then more light and more blessing can reveal in automatic way. There's no calculations. What I wear, I didn't wear, how I feel, I sleep, I didn't sleep. The light doesn't calculate with us. The vessel is ready, bam, I'm receiving. So our generation is supposed to bring the redemption. So I need to be busy more and more. What is to be busy? Business, busy, right? With it, what it says, Torah and mitzvot, the Torah and mitzvot, the tree of life and the precepts, right? The rules and the tools that can help me to cleave myself with the tree of life. You know, I'll give you an example from sport. You know, if you're watching different, I don't know, sport people, I don't know, like Miami Heat or different things that people do in soccer, it was the Mundial right now, right? Those professional people, right? From when they start and where they are today, it's they create like a huge jump. But how they get to have this huge jump? By sitting home and watching Netflix or lying down just eating, drinking and doesn't really want to exercise? Or they took that, whatever profession they have, seriously enough to invest and to have sense of urgency. I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to do more. I don't know if you watched, you can find in YouTube, different videos about Michael Jordan, that he telling the story about himself since he was a kid. He didn't think about himself that he's Michael Jordan. He always think he's not enough. And what he did, he pushed himself. After the training, he continued training. He went home, continued training, and train and train and train. Why? How he become to be Michael Jordan, we think? Just went to sleep, wake up, and he can fly in the air. Yes, of course, he's the creator. But how he create the vessel to receive that energy that the light will give him to be Michael Jordan. So for us, we're watching this and said, oh wow, we're great, wow, yeah. Just a second, let's hear the story. So for his vessel, he's supposed to be a great basketball player, okay? Maybe I'm not supposed to be a basketball player, but I need to be great with my vessel of why I came to this world. how I can inspire others. What I need to do in this world is very important. So when talking about spirituality, it's also, it needs to be my business. This is a business, it's a profession, it's a business. So I need to be professional in my business, I need to be professional in what I do. So to be a spiritual person, it doesn't mean I'm choosing it whenever I feel like. Nobody asks us, when we come to this world, we come to do correction. So they're not really asking us, would you like to do your correction or not? What do you think? You feel to do it or no? No, nobody asking us. It's either I'm doing it or either the universe will push me to do it. There's no like I can sit and like watch from the side, with popcorn. No, there's no such a thing. So we're here because we choose to do the work. I want to do the work. I want to be professional. And what he says? He says, for the 1%, right? We're working so hard for the 1%. But imagine if I can take my consciousness to the right place, into the 1%. Into the 1%. When I can break that wall and see it, bam. And doesn't matter what I'm doing physically in this world, if I can bring it in, so then I'm doing my spiritual work, let's say maybe not 24/7, but we can do it whatever time you awake. 15 hours, 14 hours, 13 hours, and then hopefully also when we go to sleep, we can start to receive great messages for the next day, for the world also. You heard about the lady, I don't know her name, but when she received her story, how she received the story of the Harry Potter? Yes, you know the story of this lady? How she received it? She received the whole story. It was like a download. She was sitting in a restaurant. She wrote the story on napkins. Can you imagine? On napkins, and she was a lady. She was an older lady, didn't have a job, didn't this, and nobody want to take her story for the book, for the movie. But she didn't give up. She continued and continued and continued till a small, I don't know, how do you call this movie? Publisher, right? A small one. He said, okay, let's. And now this small publisher is small? Is he small anymore? No. But she said how she received it. If we try to write now, if it's us, I'm sure you have a lot of things I don't know, right? Let's invent patents. We can make a lot of money together. Open a company, right? Let's do it. If it's us, suddenly we see, just a second, the ego is knocking on the door. I understand it's not me. Because the ego let me feel like it's me all day long. Suddenly you say, okay, give me an idea. I want to make money. It's you. Give me an idea. Okay. So we see the light sending us like gleams from the endless through people around the world, all of those stories, and just not even a drop in the ocean of all the stories I'm sure there is in the world, right? The people maybe we don't even know. So the light telling us, look, this is the endless. It's not, the light shows her somehow to bring this story to the world, right? So he just want to show us, and also that, it's just 1%. Just one. There is so much more. So he's saying, כמו כל קנייני העולם הזה נקנים על ידי יגיעה ועמל עליהם, מה שאין כן עסק בתורה ומצוות. שכל עניין הוא להכשיר את האדם. So when we're talking about spirituality, we're talking about Kabbalah, talking about to connect with the Torah, with the precepts, it's just to prepare. להכשיר, it's like come from the word kosher. You heard this word before, kosher? Something that is kosher? What is kosher? להכשיר. Kosher, it means like it's ready to use. It's a vessel now. When there is a vessel, you can use it. If you will take a cup before it become a cup, you can just take in the material of the cup. Can you use it as a cup? You can't, right? The water will spill on the right. So it means it need to become a cup, Now let's say it's kosher to use, let's say, okay? It's ready, the vessel is ready. So it's just to prepare our vessel, שיהיה ראוי לקבל כל אותו הטוב שבקדמת הבריאה, that we can receive all of the good that the Creator wants to give us. Remember what we said, why the Creator created this world? Yes, scream it out.
To do good.
To do good, to His creations. I have to remember that. We have to. Because this is the seed level of creation. So when it means, so if I don't feel the good of creation, it means I'm not preparing my vessel in the right way. I'm doing things, but I'm not doing it from the right intention. So maybe I should stop for a second, restrict, recalculate, and say, just a second. Let me just tune my consciousness, because I'm already doing things in the 1%. Let me tune my consciousness and then in line with my actions, and now become one, and now I can be ready to receive that great light. And we all have those glimpses of feelings and energy, because we have to taste the goodness of tree of life. We have to. If not, we don't know what we're looking for. על כן ודאי שצריך לזכך גופו, and this is why he says again, Rav Ashlag, because of that, to feel it and to connect with it, that good of the Creator, he says a person needs to purify his body consciousness. We have to. It's not like maybe you should try. It's, like today there is so many like different diets or whatever. Try this, try that, try this, try that. No, the Kabbalah does not try nothing. This is how does it work? It's an exact roads how to cleave ourselves with the Creator. There's no maybes. When it says the light is good in the Torah and Tree of Life, the light is good, period. There's no the light is good, but. There's no but. It's not like, we're not talking like the light. When someone asking us question, what we saying, we answer and then we saying but. What do you mean? You just answer now for 5 minutes and but? So, but is actually canceling everything you said before. Because now you're saying something maybe opposite of what you said before. There's no but. Either the light is good or not, but the light is good, it says. So if it's good, period. So he's saying to purify his body, שיהיה ראוי, that he need to be ready to receive that divine energy of the Creator. Because light cannot sit in a dirty vessel. Cannot. Can you imagine yourself going to sleep and someone you're going now home, not you, but someone, okay, go home, and somebody put all the garbage can on your bed, on your sheets. Are you going to sleep on those sheets now? Huh?
No.
Why not? It's garbage, it's food you eat, and just carton and stuff. Why not? What's the problem? It's a problem? You get confused. So if I'm not going to do that, it's food I ate. I just put whatever I put in the garbage. Now it's on my bed sheets, right? If I'm not going to sleep in that bed, I need to change everything and put it in the laundry. So why we think the light will reveal in my dirty vessel? With all the ego, all desire to receive oneself alone. Why we think it's okay? And then the ego telling us, look what you did. And look how you feel. And look how you're not receiving. So maybe change things. Maybe change your way. Maybe change spirituality. Maybe try this, try this. He's sending us always to try things. Why? Because he wants us to waste time. Wasting time. If we will do something and we stay consistent, continue. Even small actions every day, but continue, you have to see result. And even though, if your intention is in the right place, to cleave yourself with the Creator, let's say even you do a mistake, the angels will create situation that you will do it in the right way, and you connect. If your intention is in the right place. But the opponent, he know what is the end result. He know also how much time it will take us. We don't know how much time it will take us. We are different vessels. How can I tell how long it will take me to do this or that? I don't know. How long it takes me to climb the levels? We don't know. We don't have an app for that, right? But he will come and he will change our course, in the time that we're supposed to receive it. And we believe in him. Why we believe in him? Because suddenly it's something new. Oh, it's new. So let me try this. It's a new thing. Yeah, it's a new thing. Okay. For how long? How many things we try in the past? New things and new things and new things and new things. Okay. Did I really change? Why are we not changing? The way we want to change. Really change. Because we always trying. We're not like sticking to one and continue. Also, when we stick into something, we have to do. Because it says in spirituality, there are two Kabbalists explain, when you choose a place, so one of them said 3, some of them says 5, you need to be in the place. If you didn't see a tiny change in your life, leave and look for a different place. Tiny. Why tiny? Because something have to change. If you do, but at the beginning we'll be excited, right? Kabbalah 1, remember Kabbalah 1? I think you remember better than us, right? Like the excitement of Kabbalah 1. So Kabbalah 1, wow, it's new, right? Wow, yes, okay. But then what's happened after a year, 2, 3, 4, 5? This flame of the beginning start to excite me, give me excitement. There was a student that came to his teacher and in the center many years ago. The story I heard in the center, I think when I was a student. So he told, back then we used to teach, oh man, like so many classes, you don't even, any subject you want to mention, we have courses about it, right? And 12, some 24, like a lot of subjects, a lot of courses. So he came to his teacher and told, listen, I finished the whole courses. What next? So he didn't know what to tell him. He said, let me ask the Rav. So he went to our teacher, he went to the Rav. Rav, he says he finished all the courses, what I can offer him, what next? So the Rav told him, tell him that if he will do what he learned in Kabbalah 1, he's not going to have any time to study other courses. So sometimes it's easy to just study, but we don't understand. According to 10 luminous dimensions, study is very important. We can't without study. It's knowledge, it's energy, it's connection. But study, it's called light of wisdom. We need to engrave those words and those energies in our mind to remind us during the day. What is light of wisdom? It's the light of the Creator. But remember, the light of the Creator cannot stay in a vessel that is not ready. So how it can stay in the vessel? It's called light of mercy. I think one day we're going to learn it in a deeper way, but light of mercy. Light of mercy, it's actually when I'm activating in this world and doing actions, right? And usually actions outside of my comfort zone and expanding my vessel. So now the light of wisdom, while I'm studying even, can stay in the vessel. Now I can use it. I'm growing. This is why we can't judge no one, because we don't know where is the person at right now. If someone will see the Rav and Keren walking in the street, if you don't really know who is the Rav and Keren, you don't know. You just see two people, regular people with regular clothes, walking in the street. Right? You don't know. You don't know. So the thing is, nobody knows who you are, who we all are. We don't know the people next to us, who they are and what they're going to reveal to the world. So how can I judge this person? In a second, you can flip, bam. He suddenly wake up and he can like run or fly to Tree of Life, and actually he can leave me behind. And I was like, what just happened? How these guys are connected right now? I don't know. We don't know. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So he's saying, we need to purify our body consciousness, that we're going to be worthy to receive that light of the Creator, the good of the Creator. גם נתבהר היטב מה שאומרת המשנה, אם אתה עושה, כן אשריך בעולם הזה. The Mishnah saying, when a person is doing in this world, receiving the blessings here, כי בכוונה גמורה דייקו זאת, להורות כי חיי העולם הזה מאושרים. They put the intention, when the righteous and the Kabbalists, they put things into words. Each word, it's a world. Each word, it's a world. So it's like Rabbi Shak in one of the books, he explained, he says, like, it's you can't put words to a spiritual thing, to energy. You can't. There's no word for it. But because in this world we have to, so almost like using specific words, and also it's called the language called the the language of the branches, Sfata Anafim, it's called language of the branches. But he's still using words that will describe something that we can reveal the light. So when the Kabbalah is using words, they're using words that can bring the light down to earth. But also, for us, when we're talking about connecting, we're not talking about what we, read in books or something like that, because what we're reading now, we're connecting. I want to receive. I want to be open channel. I want divine inspiration. I want to be connected with the endless 24/7, but really be connected, to be a channel of light. Not just say it, a channel of light. It's easy to do it while we're doing meditations. It's important to do meditations. It's important. But after I finish the meditation, remember what he says here. What he says here. I need to do. Because what is the meditation? That's it? In the classroom? Or yoga, or Kabbalah, or any other things, right? It doesn't stay in the classroom. I need to copy-paste it to my life, because if not, so what I'm doing? Just relaxing for 1 hour or hour and a half? And then what? What will happen after? That's the question. So he's saying this is why they put the words and the intention in everything. כי חיי העולם הזה המאושרים, because we're supposed to live here a happy and joyful life. But always. Not a little bit. Always. אינם מוכנים אלא למי שהשלים את דרכה של התורה. But that type of life is not ready just for those that cleave themselves. Remember what I said before. Working on themselves to purify their vessel. And they complete, because we know that we have that vessel, we have different vessels, we can receive the energy. We can build a lot of vessels. Okay? So when I complete the vessel, now I can actually have that joy, that energy of the Creator. Now it might sound like, oh man, this is like lifetime. Oh, I'm going to do it, right? No, it's a matter of choice. To choose. What Rabbi Shak saying? Choose life. Right? One of the books. Because the Creator telling us, choose life. Choose life. Choose tree of life. That's it. Simple. If we choose here, nobody says it's going to be easy, but it's going to be easier. Because I'm doing it. So you know what? I'm going to be excited. Why? Because I want to see the end result. I want to see the end result. And also the Kabbalah is saying, if we're doing the spiritual work with the right intention, or even not with the right intention, but I need help. I need help. Right now I don't have that vessel. I need to do that or to do that, or whatever we're struggling with, right? Spiritually. We can borrow, it's called to borrow a vessel. We can borrow vessels from the Creator. We can ask from the Creator, give me that. I need it. Now, I need it for what? Again, I need to make sure I'm not asking it for my desire to receive for oneself alone. Because I know I need that, because if I will have it, I can be a different person. I can share more. I can do more. I can become a better beacon of light. So we can borrow vessels. But I need to know what I want. I need to know what I need right now. אינם מוכנים למי שיושבים בדרגה של תורה, באופן, so when we are in the path of connecting with the tree of life, we can ask for help. I'm giving you a lot of, today it's open, now everything is open, so a lot of messages coming, but you know that the Zohar is saying that the righteous souls, they waiting in the upper world for us to ask for help. And we're not asking for help. So there are barely like people in the world that are asking for help. When a person asks for help, when?
When everything bad.
They need it.
When what?
When everything bad.
When everything is
Bad.
bad. Why not to ask from the Creator when everything is okay and good? Why are we asking just
Because
when...
you're doing on your own. It's not a God. You think that when...
So when the person is in the corner and he feels there's no other way, so now we're asking, right? But now, it's not the light doesn't want to help us. It's going to be very, very hard to help this person right now, to do it. So sometimes it's a miracle and we have some merits so it can happen and up, and sometimes it's not. Because I need to create vessels.
So how do you ask for help proactively?
Proactively, we need to, whatever, if we're doing, first of all, we can ask from our heart. It's enough when the person, the connection with the Creator, there's no like times and hours that you can see people, Also the righteous people. Just, close your eyes, ask from the righteous to help and to guide you. And if there is someone specific that we're connecting with, can light a candle in his Zirula, in his death and the birth, we can ask, You will see that it's very hard to ask, actually. Because, like you said, our ego is involved. And it's very hard. But even though we receive the help, what do you mean? In Kabbalah too, I remember, we used to teach that we can't do the spiritual work here without the help from above. We can't. How? How much do we know? How much you think do we know? All the wisdom in the world, everything, it's 1%. Michael Beck said once that if you know the Zohar, back and forth, everything, all the secrets, everything, everything, it's a taste, a bite from Garden of Eden. A bite. Can you imagine? A bite. Everything, all the secrets, everything, right? So for us to understand, that it's not about like, how much work I need to have. No, I need to do. This is Satan will tell us. What? It's not about telling you need to work out now 2 years to have 6-pack. No. Remember, King Solomon went to sleep at night, wake up in the morning with all the wisdom. He was the wisest person on earth. I told you the story, remember? Wisest. And it's what I told you about the dreams. So when we go to sleep, we can receive a lot of information. We can receive more than that. We can receive more. I don't want to open more windows, but we can receive a lot of information. But first, I need to check if I really want it. With the information, we also, what we get in is responsibility. So it's not just the, I want to be the CEO, I want to be the CEO, why I want to be the CEO? Ego, but with this, to be CEO, it's also a lot of responsibility, no? Late hours, late this, salaries, a lot of things we need to do, no? Are you ready for that? Are you willing to give up of Sundays or whatever with your family and to go now to meetings and that and this? Yes? Really? Some people yes, some people no. Some people just want to the title. So I have to check what I really want. What I really want. I really want to have higher and higher consciousness, but I need to be a more responsible person. Because the more we climb in, the more they check in our consciousness. So we need to check. So, but we want to be pure, right? This is why we do what we're doing. But we need to know, the more we, even in sport, right? So the world, why I'm saying sport, because it's easy for us to get it, because the light showing us that in any area you will watch, when you climbing up, you have more eyes on you. You have people more expecting from you to do things. More expectations, right? that he can do it. Yes, he will do it. He will do it. He will bring the answer. He will bring the medal. He will bring this. He will win, right? Now it was Messi, then it was Rolando, all those names. Oh, he will bring the championship, right? So the whole team, there is 11 people playing, and they're talking about what? When Michael Jordan was playing, Michael Jordan. What about the other? Whatever, not just 4. There's more in the bench, no? What about them? No, right? So we don't pay attention. What the light telling us is what's going on here. Just a second, what's going on? How come? And the other players, they're fine with that. They like playing, they're okay. What's going on? How can I? So it means the more you're going up, more responsibility. So imagine those people, millions of people watching them. You think they don't feel the energy of the stress? But they need to kick the ball like from here to there, and that ball, if you go inside, yes or no, they can win or lose. Can you imagine? They like practicing for 4 years, or I don't know, Mundial is 4 years, I don't know how long is, whatever years, practicing like crazy, playing this, going. In a second, they can lose the championship or they can receive the championship. And the whole world is like looking at you. No stress at all. That's crazy. It's crazy. Do I want this responsibility? But just for us to understand, when a person climbing to that place, it means he's ready. His vessel is big. He can actually have all of those people around the world that put all the responsibility on him. He can have it. This is why they get there. But they worked hard to get there, yes or no? They climb slowly. So we have to start to believe in ourselves. Doesn't matter who I am today, but what I can become. I don't know what I can become, but I have to have some goals over there, even spiritual goals or physical goals, and to start to do every day. Then you start to look down and say, wow, look where I was and where I'm at right now. We have to start to increase that desire. And every day to do. If I don't do it every day, then what's happened? Then we stuck with a desire that is not fulfilled. It means we're actually having a dream here, that we see it in the future, and in present time I'm doing nothing. So it means in present time I'm not purifying my vessel. It means in present time the opponent using my dream against me. And it doesn't let me to do. So what do we need to do? Just to do. Just do. So when you do, you know you will know it if it's for you or not for you. Yes or no? Are you with me?
But that's once you do it.
What?
Once you do it, you'll figure out whether or not it's for you or not.
Yes.
In order to manifest.
Yes, even let's say a woman or a man, they see someone and they fall in love without even talking with the person. It's happened to you now, or you know someone that happened to him, or you know, or it's happened to you maybe. But then feel bad, feel this, he want me, doesn't want me. And then when they go out with the person a few times, I said, oh my God, no, not for me. What's happened? How come suddenly it's not for you? Before you didn't sleep at night, you didn't this, it was like in your head, illusion till whatever time somebody could put you together. Now you went to a date, you talk with the person. Oh, no, not for me. Because till we're not going to do it, we can't know. So you know how many things today we have in our mind that Satan using against us? And we losing energy every day instead of being focusing on the target of why I came here, what I need to do, how I can prepare my vessel for the light to be revealed in my vessel. We waste a lot of time. It says need to be ready. But if not, we can receive that energy. באופן שעניין הסיגופים של אכילה, שתייה, שינה וחיי צער אמורים כאן. Again, repeat what we studied a few classes ago about the food, the drinks, the sleeping, and the sorrow life. האמורים כאן, הם הנוהגים רק בעת היותו בדרגה של תורה. So he said, just if the person is focusing himself, and this is amazing to see actually, it's amazing what I'm saying, it's unbelievable. How can we see, just that we can study the whole class, but just what the Havashak saying here, maybe we can go back to it next week, but how we can see that we're really on the path of Torah, of the path of tree of life, right? You know, when we're not choosing a change, we live in a normal way, right? We eating whatever we like, we're drinking, we're sleeping whatever we like. We just, you know, let me have fun. Life, right? Let me have fun. Yes or no? We with me? Have fun. Maybe we're getting a little bit younger, so we start to think about it. But usually people, they don't care. Just let me just have fun, whatever I have. But it says when you choose the way of Torah, the way of tree of life, suddenly what will happen, we will need to do different restrictions, right? And we'll feel, you know, we talked about a few classes ago, we will feel suddenly like it's hard for my vessel. It's like I feel like I'm suffering. I'm suffering, you know. Let's say, for example, what do you mean suffering? I'm just giving you about food. Because food is one of the last, you said? Last? Te'ava. Last, right? That we like, just, you know, we remember in the food, we already, I need it, I want it. I can't control myself, right? Whatever that thing will be. So imagine suddenly you decided, you know what, I'm going to compete in Miami, something, sport, and I need to look good, okay? So now you can't eat what you're eating. If you're eating like bad food for you, or fat food, or whatever, you need to restrict a lot, no? So how does it feel at the beginning? You feel you're suffering, right? But what is the end result? You're really suffering? No. You're enjoying after. So it means we all have like a breaking point. When we break in the vessel, bam, we connecting. Suddenly what's happened? You climb into a different state and you look back and say, how I used to eat all of this, whatever. How I eat this? This is like not good for me. How I did it? It's like we feel I was living in a different world. It's happened to one of you? Not just with food, love, relationship, even an apartment, even in a car, even whatever that thing. That when we are in the movie, we feel like, oh, this is the movie. When you choose to create a change and you go with the change, it's not easy at the beginning. It's going to be hard because it's change. You're not used to it. It's something new. But after you break that and you create that vessel, suddenly that's it. Now you're already like balanced. You look back, how I did it. This is what he says. We're talking about food, drinks, this, because this is things that we connect with the last. We're talking about when we feel the suffering, but this suffering in a proactive way, when we're choosing the way of tree of life. Why? Because the Zohar says, in portion Truma, if you want to connect with the Creator, with the light, you need to give everything you have. I'm not talking about to give your house and everything. Give everything to me, you know, all your ego. Give everything you have. Don't calculate with the Creator. Break your ego. Give everything you have. Don't be afraid. But if not, you know, for the opponent, you don't need to pay nothing. The Zohar says, it's empty and free. Remember the words. Empty, there's nothing over there. It's empty and it's free. There's nothing. It's all illusion. This is why it's free. Because it's empty. There's nothing over there. And we believe more in the emptiness and the illusion than we believe in the light. Because why? For the light, I need to give everything. So I'm feeling like I'm losing something. Here it's free. And here I need to work for it? No, not today. Okay, tomorrow. No. That's the choice we have every day, every second actually. Tree of life or tree of knowledge, bad and good. Light, opponent. Vessel, light. Every second we have that choice. That's the free will. To choose between good and bad. Between to do the work of tree of life or do the work of tree of knowledge, bad and good. That's a choice we need to make. If we're not making the choice, remember, I'm repeating it a lot of times, but because we have to remember that. If we're not making a choice to walk in the way of tree of life, where are we going to be? Automatically? In the tree of knowledge, bad and good. Remember, there's no gray zones. There's no gray zones. It's either I'm doing it, or not. For sure, we're going to fall here and there, right? But as long as I have the right intention to keep going, even though I fail, no problem. It's okay. So what? We are human beings. We do mistakes. But what is my goal? What is my intention? Everything in life, when you remember that. It's very, very important. Very important. You know, even a person will do a mistake, you know, against the rules of the universe, right? He still can change and flip, and he can start all over. Every second we can start all over. We just have to really increase that certainty in the Creator, that the light is here to guide and to help us and to give us everything that we need, the good, because that was the thought of creation. My job is to purify my vessel and to make sure it's ready to receive all the good I'm supposed to receive. Not my friend, not my family, not my brothers and sisters, me. Because if we look outside all the time, so we see, oh, look what we're doing. He doesn't study Kabbalah, you have a car, you have this, you're married, you have that. What's the connection? Why you don't look about yourself? Yosef, all his brothers hate him. Who become a king? David, King David, all of his brothers, even his father, why they kind of hate him, didn't like him, they put him, go, be a shepherd, go. Just go, don't be here. He been chosen to be what? A king. So what is the Torah telling us? What are they telling us? You are special. We are special. Each one of us are very special for the eyes of the Creator. I just need to believe in it and actually to do just my work in a simple way. How would I call it? Simple light, simple love, simple, not complicated, simple. If I will connect to the simplicity, because the light revealed to the world in a simple way. If I'm thinking too complicated, I'm kind of not connecting. Just stop, like it's buffering, right? Look for connection. Oh, okay. Simple. We have to be simple. Stay consistent and be simple. Okay?
I think of our lives as Sibat Mesuva, which is the
Oh, it's jump again. Oh, what was it? 7 what?
7:22.
first and afterwards.
Oh.
No. Because you knew through space-time, it would bring back. Then I look back and I say, but had I kept to the original thought,
I can't put it in the exact way, but
then I wouldn't have made a mistake.
7:22.
yeah.
So that what I did now
We'll get
was a mistake. That's one way of looking at things. The other way, it depends where you're at. If you're in the right space, then you say, when I thought originally this way, went off into a tangent, and I did what seems to be the wrong thing, I said, no, without that wrong thing, I must be coming somewhere else. It's not the terminal point. It is part of the mavar. It is part of achieving the next step. If I didn't go down, I wouldn't be able to come up.
That's the step.
If I didn't lose my money, I would never achieve a state of spiritual consciousness, which now brings me, later, wow, look, I got the money, and I got spirituality on top of it. Had I not lost the money, right? So we could either think of our lives as Sibat Mesuva, which is the reality level, or the illusionary level. Each step of the way seems to be the terminal point, right? I wanted to do it this way. Oh, and I made a mistake and did it that way. And then I came to a terminal point. I lost the money. Isn't that the end? That's the end.
That's fragmentation.
Now I have to see, how do I get back all my money? Or he says, I had to lose the money because something else is going to be good later on. But not that I have to struggle now to get it back. No, they brought me here because without this, I couldn't get to the next step.
Isn't that the Black Velvet store?
Yes, yeah. Cause and effect, everything is cause and effect. There is no such thing as changing your mind. The changing of your mind or the bad decision is in the realm of the illusion. There is only one essential factor That was original creation. And that never changed, incidentally. God never changed his mind. But it says he did change his mind. A new concept of space-time came into effect. Did he change his mind? No. No. Because he knew through space-time it would bring us to the point that we could remove bread of shame. So it was a natural consequence. So when I lose the money, or I go through that period, that's the natural consequence. Your hope, then where are you now? Now you're back on the track, not of the illusion, of the track of reality. Now the track of reality never contains pain. It never contains that you don't have no bread. I always said, throughout the years, if someone sticks to this principle, he'll never have the fear of no bread on the table. I lost all the money. I don't even see how I'm going to get out of this. It's all over with. That's one way to approach life. And there's the other life, approaching life. Someone gets sick. No way of getting out of it. Doctor said no hope. Right? He's already in that frame. No hope. Well, the other fellow says, if I didn't get sick, then I wouldn't have that moment to stop to think of where I'm supposed to be going. He has to get well. Because he's moving out of that realm, because he's moving into the realm of continuity, not its term, not it ends. When a fellow loses his money, it's all over with. No bread on the table. He came to the end. Where the other fellow says, you mean they want to bring me now to some better step? This was it. So what is he injecting in his mind? Continuity, is that right? He's not making it terminal, he's making it continuity. When you're on the level of continuity, illness can't interfere. No bread on the table cannot come into existence. It can't.
And it's all restriction. Actually, the
But not only that, but look how our minds create. Well, that's create. Of course, what does restriction do? Create continuity. But I want to make it so simple how there's continuity. We make the terminal. We make the fragmentation.
That's right.
By our thinking, we say it's all over with. I don't even see how my family will have what to eat tomorrow. He put an end. He created the end. He created a fragmentation where all he had to do was say at that moment, I see. In other words, now I have to begin rethinking. I know why they threw me out of those 7 stores I had. I said, come on, you're only making $1 million a year. We want you to make $70 billion a year. Immediately he goes right onto the track of continuity.
But for me, I'm looking at the original thought of creation.
What's the share?
It's all to share, and the ultimate result will be sharing. In other words, nothing.
The ultimate result will be that we should receive endlessly. We?
That's right.
Only the Creator will be the sharer. We will be the recipiency of ultimate receiving.
But I'm looking at
And don't stop.
But even us will be exactly at the image of God, like we say, at the image of God.
That only is for the point of. I could say yes because that's the way we're studying all this. We want to be. That's what was the cause of the tzimtzum? Because we want to be like God.
That's right.
What's bread of shame? But I want to say the bread of shame is really an illusion.
The bread of shame is almost like an ego trip in itself. He wasn't content to just be the recipient of God's blessing and give.
That's why I want to say bread of shame is it's almost like we've studied 3 volumes. We came to the conclusion. If you could think of bread of shame all day, you've made it. But he's right also. He's right also.
What is his answer?
He's saying bread of shame is a little ego. I mean, I want to be like the Creator.
Not content to just.
Don't you know that what was the purpose of creation? See, I'm now throwing you to the other side. Here I take you, after 40 years, I took you to this point. Now all of a sudden I'm going to throw you, right?
Yes.
The essential thought of creation was what?
To share.
His was to share. Ours
Was to receive.
to achieve it.
Simple, no? We said in this classroom, right? That is to share just the good with this creation, and we just need to receive in a simple way.
But Michael, is that redemption though? Because at that point we won't have the desire to share, just to receive.
Listen, we can connect with the personal redemption, personal connection, but again, just for us to connect, you know, it's like when we connect, we need to find, first of all, we need to know how we connected, what we did, and to make sure to stay there. Because remember, we have those times we connecting. We feel it and we throw it back out, right? Because we need to taste. So if why we said, you know, why we need to stay consistent? Because you know what you do. Now you know what works, what doesn't work. So when Satan come and try to fail us, we know who we are. We know what we're doing. So I know like how to change, right? Right. So if we look at the world, we see like different professions. What is professional? You see how they know what they're doing because they start from A and now they are in Z, but they know how they start, right? And what they're supposed to do. There are rules. Also, there are rules in the cosmic energy. So what we're doing here, we study the rules. But actually, I was saying, when you study the rules, there's no rules. You see what I've said. After 4 years, study that, but now it's also can be ego. So there are different levels in the rules also. When you climb and slowly, you see like there's not really rules, right? I was saying there's no, but there are rules. We need to follow the whole rules to come to the place that there's no rules. It means I become like a channel of the Creator, right? Channel of light. There's no ego. There's not just really like the vessel is ready. But to do that, it's what I was saying is the beginning of the beginning. It's to make sure that I keep in my mind, first of all, what is my goal? To cleave myself with the Creator, right? To remove breath of shame, to become a beacon of light, okay? To be a channel of light. So how can I do it? To make sure during the day to start to watch myself, how my body consciousness is behaving, what he's telling me, what he's asking for me to do, and what I need to change. So when I start to listen to it, it's me. So I know nobody can tell me how I'm thinking. This is, you know, he's talking to me, my body consciousness, right? So just a second, do I want it? It's good for me. I believed him till today. Do I want to still believe in him or I want to change it? And now now is the change. I need to choose to change, right? And this is a place that thin line, this is the place that's very hard for us to create a change. And this is where this is why many times we're saying, diet from tomorrow. People will stop smoking from tomorrow. Why not today? If it's good for you, why not from today? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So he tricks us again. Satan. It's like, I already see it. I already see the thin line. Choose now. Tomorrow, that's it. You go to sleep, you create what? We create in what? Space. Again. So wake up, you think in the morning you're going to have more power to do it? No. Just do it now. But it's not easy. But this is the choice. And if I do that, now, okay, so I break one of the walls. Now continue, climb. This is why it's all on us. Nobody can do the work for us. This is why we say many times, we're waiting that someone else will do it for me. You need to make me happy. You need to make me joyful, right? But if I tell you, okay, so you go to the gym, you work out, and I will receive the six-pack. Are you okay with that? You go to sweat, and I will have the muscles, right? It sounds funny, but it's actually what we're telling people. No, you need to make me happy. You don't know me. You don't understand me. You don't do this. We complain all day. Like, what are you talking about? Do you understand yourself? Do you know what you want? Do you know what make you happy? Why are you complaining? So I told you, record yourself. The way we're talking, if you will hear yourself when you come down, said, oh my God, like I don't really know all of those things about myself. How am I having the expectation that the other person will know it about me? That's crazy. But what we saying and complaining is actually what we're looking for. But we can look it in other people. It's like what I need to change, and now I'm connecting. Now I want to share. I want to give. I want to become a beacon of light. So all of this beautiful game, it's a mind game. We need to start to pay more attention. We need to start to type to that level of like watching how the game works in a day. It's beautiful. It's just we need to do it. That's it. Yalla. Good night, guys. Almost midnight.